Good morning from Northwest Pennsylvania. I'm kind of deviating from my normal videos because this is you saw it probably in the thumbnail, a video response to the Viking Piper. He's doing a giveaway, pipe and tamper. You guys get a chance, go check out his channel. It's just the Viking Piper or Viking Piper. I don't know if there's a the in front of it. Um, I oh shoot. So, like I said, go check them out. So, this is a video response for this little contest. And anybody who knows my channel, who's watched it before, knows that I'm pretty much a motorcycle and firearms and, well, I keep saying booze, but I haven't done my uh, little expose on the local distilleries yet. I just haven't had the time to get around to them and do video them all. But, primarily firearms, like my latest project. So, Viking Piper's question was, what got you started smoking a pipe? And I have to answer that which time. Back when I was in college, I was primarily a cigarette and cigar smoker. But I had two grandparents. One was a cigar smoker, the other one was a pipe smoker. And I loved the smell of it. And I go visit Grandpa and White Owl cigars. I go visit my other grandfather and be like, I don't know what it is, but it smells good for a pipe. So one day, as those are, influence as a child, and neither of my parents smoke. So I was like black sheep, whatever. So one day I was in the local pharmacy, and that's back when pharmacies used to sell tobacco products. And I was going in to pick up some cigars, usual what people would call gas station cigars, your William Penns and White Owls or whatever. And I saw hanging on behind the counter a Dr. Graybo straight billiard, which looked very much like my grandfather smoked. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to get that pipe, pack of tobacco, and just start smoking. And just try it out. So I did. I bought it. So I think it was Amphora Blue was the tobacco that I bought. It's kind of funny I can remember that. And I tried out what we call now a codger blend. Captain Black, Amphora Blue, yada yada. And I liked it. I kind of enjoyed it. I didn't smoke it a lot, but I smoked it every once in a while. And then there was a tobacco shop in the local mall. I walked in there one day and I was like, oh God, this place smells great. So I wound up buying some blends there. I can't tell you what they were, what blends they were. Exactly. And I don't think back then anybody really, put a lot of this. We're going back a lot of years here. We're going back to, in 1980 something, early 80s. And I don't think pipe shops really put a name or had names of whoever the blender was, like Cornell and Deal or Sutliff or whoever. And so I tried a couple of different blends that he had there that sounded interesting. And I really kind of like the smell, the whiskey, bourbon kind of flavors, vanilla, whatever. And then he turned me on to like an English tobacco, and I was like, "Ooh, I like this," you know. But that was the first time I started smoking pipes. What happened is I was a mechanic for a lot of years, um, cars and heavy equipment. One day I was working on a particularly annoying car that was having some brake line issues, and I had to replace all the steel lines. And while I had a pressure bleeder hooked to it and I had the car back up on the lift, I was checking to see if there's any leaks. And I noticed a leak. But what I did before that is I decided, oh hell, I need a smoke. And my pipe was already sitting on my toolbox, already packed, ready to go. So I grabbed it and I lit it. And I'm standing under the car and I'm looking for leaks. And all of a sudden I see one's dripping in the back corner over there. And so I just kind of went under the car with my pipe, my rain shade on. Sorry, you know, messing around with it. And I get the leak stopped up, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, geez, I need to repack my pipe. It's kind of got to tamp it down a little bit. So I went my finger to tamp it down. Yeah. My hands were coated with brake fluid. Wasn't thinking. Dumb as a box of rocks. Absolutely dumb as a box of rocks. I took a hit, a drag off that pipe, and I almost puked. It was so bad. It was like, oh God, turned green, the whole 9 yards. So I scraped the bowl out and washed my hands, got myself cleaned up, repacked that pipe, lit it, started smoking. Same damn thing. I had gotten the brake fluid down inside the bowl or whatever, and it absolutely ruined the pipe. It was one of my favorite pipes. It was a kind of candy apple red, uh, straight apple, apple bowl, straight stem. I was so mad I took that pipe and I winged it across the shop. And I said, God, this sucks. I'm just ruining shit, I was just pissed off myself. After that, I really didn't smoke a pipe again. I sat in the little pipe stand and I, walked by them and stuff, look at them. Yeah. Years later, 2025, during the holidays, I had talked to my wife. It was a little pipe shop that opened up here in town, and I had gone there several times in the past to buy cigars and stuff, but just didn't look at the pipes. Wasn't thinking of it. And I was like, you know what? I'm retired. I'm not going to be putting greasy hands in my pipe anymore. I'm not going to be destroying perfectly good pipes. I keep talking. This thing keeps going out. So my little sweetie decided, you know what? I'm going to do something. He's been talking about buying pipes or getting a pipe. So she got me a pipe for the holidays. She got it off of Amazon. The hell do I know? Back when I was buying pipes, it wasn't Savinelli and Rossi and whoever. It was just like, hey, is it the Italian burr? Yeah, I'll take it. I don't care. Oh, it's $60. Perfect. $20, I'll buy it. It's Graybo? Sure, no problem. I had maybe 8, 10 pipes, something like that. So she got me this pipe off of Amazon. And I started smoking it. I got some tobacco from the tobacco shop and started smoking it and trying little different tobaccos. And man, that pipe just got hotter than hell. No matter what I did, I could go with smoke as easy as possible, just light little sips, and just the fact that that stuff was in the bowl burning was just making that bowl hot. And it's pretty much a bent apple billiard. It's not quite a billiard. It's more like an apple. It's like a bent apple. It's one of those Joy Elf things. Joy O Elf, whatever. Elf Joy. Happy Elf, whatever. Well, come to find out that's made out of ebony. And, it's a sturdy as hell pipe, but ebony does not briar. But it doesn't matter. I wound up smoking that thing and like, yeah, I need another pipe. So now I'm back to smoking pipes, and I love it. It was the channels like Viking Piper and Mutton Chop Piper and all of the YouTube pipe community. I got so much information from them, more information than I didn't know back then. Back then it's like, yeah, give me some Captain Black. Now here you got unbelievable variety. Just Cornell and Deal. Holy geez, 200 and some odd different variations of different blends. You can go nuts. As a matter of fact, I'm smoking Old Joe Krantz Red. I found that I still like non-aromatics more than I do aromatics. Some aromatics do some weird things to my mouth. It's not quite tongue bite because I have had tongue bite before. I know what it's like. This is more like it irritates my entire mouth. It makes my whole gums, lips, everything feel swollen. No idea what it is. Probably the toppings or something they put on it. I found several that don't bother me. They don't bother me at all, oddly enough, for an aromatic. What is that? Peter Stokerby Highland whiskey. Doesn't bother me at all. Cornell and Deal's Dreams of Sisyphus or whatever it's the grape tasting stuff. I found that I like that, even though some people don't. I've read reviews on it. It's terrible. Oh, this thing ghosts the hell out of my pipe. Yeah, that's why aromatics use for one pipe. They use one pipe for aromatics, another one for English. So I've got several now there for aromatics and more for non-aromatics. So that's how we come to today. A cheap pipe from Amazon to like my Molina, my Morgan Bones. I still have a Dr. Graybo. I'm not going to give up Graybos. I have a Dr. Graybo Bit Bulldog. Freaking love that pipe. It's a perfect smoking pipe. Everybody kind of, not everybody, but I know people who turn their nose up at Dr. Graybo saying, it's a Graybo. There's nothing wrong with them. They're inexpensive. They're American made, and they smoke wonderfully. I'm thinking back to my billiard that I had. That pipe smoked great without a filter. Matter of fact, I don't really use filters. I actually use pipe cleaner. I take a pipe cleaner, bend it over, and I put it in place of where the filter is. Because I found that the draw with a filter is like sucking milkshake through a straw. At least to me, that's how it feels. I like a little more open draw. But without a filter in a 9mm pipe like this, takes a 9mm filter. Without a filter, it's like it's like a wind tunnel. Okay, it's just no draw. I love this. Whoa, yeah. That was a good one. Woo. Yeah, not a lot of airflow in this little area here. But yeah, at least I can smoke the pipe in the house. I can't smoke a cigar in the house. My wife hates the smell of cigars. So, and she's a smoker too. But at any rate, I want to say thank you, Viking Piper. You have done a great job with your videos. Um, Hugely informational. I know you're very much an aromatic smoker, but you got me intrigued with this Casey Jones last ride. I might have to go get some. Anyway, we'll go back to our normally scheduled, or normally scheduled, my normal format for firearms. And once I get the motorcycle, we'd be doing some of that, riding around, maybe getting some different distilleries, get to talk to them. Hopefully, I can get that to work. Um, Unless you guys like talking about pipes and pipe tobaccos, there's a lot of stuff that out there. I've tried a bunch of different stuff in a few short months and learned a hell of a lot since then. I mean, like I said, years ago it was grab a bag of tobacco and a pipe and there you go. Now it's like uh, I love the Cornell and Deal's uh, From Beyond and the uh, something elders, and basically I'm a Lovecraft nutcase. I love his stories, and so we have a whole series of the I don't know what it was called, Forgotten Elders or whatever it's called, but they have a lot of blends that are really good there. Uh, I love Haunted Bookshop. That was I think I forgot which channel it was. I think it was The Burn that I was watching his review on Haunted Bookshop, and I said, "Well, I gotta go and try it." So I bought a couple ounces of it, and oh yeah, love it. It's a burley. I can't go wrong with burleys. So anyway, folks, thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. If you like my videos, hit the like. If you don't like it, tell me that too. You know, but at any rate, happy Easter. Be safe and go do some fun shit.